Let's see what happens here. I really don't know what I'm doing. All right, so wait, what? Where'd it go? This one? Is it on YouTube? Am I on YouTube? How do I know if I'm on YouTube? Let's go to my channel. Let's figure out if I'm on YouTube. All right, I am live. I'm on YouTube live. Okay, for real. Let's figure this out because I don't know if it's doing the right thing. I don't want a shadow on my head either. So then we're gonna go live on what they call Instagram. Hold on, what is all this? I want to just go live. What are you doing? Yeah, let's fix the angle of trajectory here. How about that? Like that. And I'm gonna push that button. Okay, I'm recording, and I'm about to go live in 3 places. I think. What up, y'all? So if this is correct, by all definition, I'm going live in 3 places. I'm on TikTok. Let me make sure I turn that. Okay, the music's off. You see software, don't you? I don't want you to see software. All right. All right. I know you're looking at TikTok live on YouTube. Instagram is looking at what's happening right. Y'all, I'm live in 3 places. I think. I think that's right. So currently, I am live on TikTok. I am streaming live onto YouTube, which is crazy. Now, the only problem is, love the art. This is amazing. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. We're gonna do a quick sketch. I know it's late. I know this goes against what best practices are, but I was like, I gotta test this out, man. What you guys are gonna see is actually this, but let's see how TikTok allows me to have my look. I have my chat window right with TikTok. Now where the hell is Hold on. This is TikTok. This is YouTube. I gotta put YouTube over here in the corner or something. Where am I at? See that? Okay. That's not bad, right? I can do that. I kind of don't want this in the background, though. Wait, no. TikTok can stay in the background. You, sir, OBS, need to go sit down somewhere. Let me. Sorry about the microphone. Okay. People on this. What does it say? I'm on the 10th arc of my One Piece inspired series. That's what's up. The 10th arc. Isn't that nuts? I'm impressed. Let's, keep the party going. That's what I think. All right, hold on. Let me get this right. So I got this here. This is you. What? Nope. Shit. Okay. So I can't minimize. Oh, that's so stupid. All right, here we go. I'm gonna put this at the bottom so it's not in the way. OBS is being a jerk. It won't keep my chat on top. What is this? Oh, this is TikTok live. Okay. All right. All right. I'm your biggest fan, Marcus. That's what's up. Thank you. I don't have any awards for being the biggest fan, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Good looking out. Thank you for joining. Hopefully, I remain somewhat relevant in your life. All right, so this is where we was yesterday. Took 3 years, 710 pages. Jeez, that's pretty hardcore, man. May the payoff be everything you want it to be. All right, what I'm gonna do right here is I'm going to actually copy this. Copy this. I'm going to then make it flattened. Turn this off, right? Then I'm gonna take. Ooh, shit. Oh, I hate that. What is this? What? I remember. Oh shoot. That Control T is a hot key for TikTok Live, and I don't have time to fix that right now. So we're just gonna do it. I just gotta remember that Control T for TikTok actually does. It's some sort of hotkey. I don't know. All right, I just need this to be a reference for the design. This is where we got to last time we went live, y'all. So what up, Bobby? Still looking for a professional 3D artist. I am probably Still looking for a 3D artist. What I'm gonna say is I'm not gonna stop nobody from being a solution in my life, but but I'm at a point, man, where I'm about to start using hey with the music, bro. I hate when they do these doggone words. Shut up with these words. No, just no. Hold on, let me make sure I put, is hip hop selected? Where we at? Not mood. Let's not do mood. Let's do genre. Oh, it is. Okay, cool. Never mind. The music be tripping. I don't like when they do words. I don't like that. Let me lower it down just a bit. Just a little bit. Right there. That's still loud. Hold on. Okay, how about that? Bet. All right. So we're gonna continue. You can say I know some folks. Oh yeah, man. Folks are great. I'm not gonna turn down anybody that is gonna be a solution. Y'all gotta forgive me on Instagram, y'all. I cannot see any comments why based on the pitch that the phone is right now. Um, so leave a if you guys had like a burning question on Instagram, y'all just go ahead and put it in that nice little question icon at the bottom. I like the design for Popeye here. I like the design where we're going, but check it out. Myself included. That's what's up, man. I'm still interested in getting some of these characters made in 3D, but I'm gonna be honest, man. I've kind of gotten to a place where I'm so frustrated and sick of dealing with, you know, I guess depending on people. There's nothing stopping me from doing a little 3D work, man. Uh, God damn these words. Shut up. How do I say? I don't want no words in my music. Instrumental only. Is that a thing? Instrument? Is that like a setting? Goodness. I don't like words in my music. It's like it's one more. It's like somebody talking while you talking or something. It's just like, hey man, shut up. I'm trying to think. Because you haven't been dealing with professionals. Oh no, it's not that. It's not that. This is a long time coming where I know I can teach myself anything, man. I'm more of an autodidact. If you don't know what that word is, if you've never used that, it's just somebody that, I don't need a classroom to learn something. And I've learned everything, skill wise on my own up to this point. And if I don't know something, I'll just watch some YouTube videos and take some time, take a few days out of the week, and I'll just educate myself. But no, it's I don't have a problem working with anybody, except you know it's just so you put so much more extra energy. What up? Bam. I can't say that name right now. What up? Welcome. But no, it's you end up managing other people, you know, expectations and all of that good stuff. I know if I work with the right team, it's gonna be fantastic. But in finding that team, just like anything else, like any relationship, man, you gotta weed through just a whole bunch of haberdashery, man. And I'm frustrating myself because if I want to just learn how to do the thing that I'm actually, asking for, not master it now, because I'm not crazy. I know I'm not going to become a 20-year veteran if I learn how to do something over the course of a few weeks or something. I get that, but nah, man, I think I'm at the stage where I got to stop procrastinating. I've been doing 2D art for over 20 years now. And it just, it's like, it's my next level of Super Saiyan. You know, I have to graduate from 2D to 3D. And in order to do that, I just need to take some time out, apply the principles, learn the little tools. It's not hard, man. Half of this stuff is really just, laser focusing on what you need to do, right? And then, because I'll give an example. When I learned Photoshop back in the day, back in like 2000, 99, 2000, for the 99 and the 2000, all I wanted to do was learn how to color my comic art. That's all I wanted to learn in Photoshop. I didn't care about fixing or correcting red eye or, uh, tightening up photos. I didn't care about nothing else in Photoshop. Show me how to actually color my comic art the way the professionals do. That's it. That's all I cared about. Now, eventually, after I learned how to do that, I got my handle on that right. I was like, okay, so how do I, create, special effects? How do I change, fonts? How do I, and then I start branching out. And I was like, okay, cool. I got that down. I got what I wanted down. So let's figure out all this other stuff. How do I really learn Photoshop in reference to all this other functionality? Because you can do everything in Photoshop, pretty much everything in Photoshop, man. But that's how I'm going to approach, I think, 3D art. I don't want to animate right off the bat. I want to understand rigging. But now, man, like rigging tools are becoming, so just point and click, So I don't really want to, I just want to bring my 2D to 3D. Start with clay. I love that. Yeah, that's what's up. Sometimes you spend more managing people. Yeah, that's the real. That's what I've learned. And the disappointment, man, and money. You know what I mean? You deal with people that say they can do these things, and they actually may have the skill set, but you end up dealing with just, I'm talking about people that are. I don't want to deal with attitudes, man. I don't want to deal with insecurities. I had a grown man say, "Well, it just sounds like you're saying that in an attacking way." Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I said, "I'm excited. Ain't nobody attacking shit. Ain't nobody attacking nothing." I said, that's on you. That's in your head. I said, I'm excited. If you perceive what I'm saying as attacking, I can't help you. That's on your personal processor, homie. I'm a grown ass man. If I wanted to say something attacking, there's not going to be a confusion about it. You sound attacking. That's some how. I'm sorry, I was about to call it. I don't want to cuss. But either way, that's my point, man. It's like he was a professional in what he does, but he also had hoe tendencies, and I can't deal with hoe tendencies in grown men. I'm tired of that, right? So I'm literally at the point now, man, where I'm like, dude, why am I frustrating myself waiting on somebody else to actually solve a creative problem? That's not me. I don't believe in that. Um, I can learn how to do pretty much anything I set my mind to. So I'm gonna do some 3D. Like I've been playing with some 3D tools. There's a lot of that out there. Yeah, man, it is. And honestly, the higher you go in the industry of stuff, you're gonna deal with it more and more. Um, and then it's actually more toxic because now you're dealing with someone trying to block or prevent you from moving forward if they really are clicked up with the right people, or they got pull or whatever. Hey man, don't work with so and so because I don't like them. It's really out there, man. It's like some high school shit. So I don't really want to do that. I'm tired, man. I'm getting too old. I don't care about people's feelings at this point in my life and time, man. I just want to get creativity out of my head and onto a canvas, man. That's it. So if I gotta learn some new tools, right? If I gotta learn some new stuff, been loving the Popeye story. That's what's up, man. Explaining the powers and stuff. Appreciate it. Good looking out, man. That is the goal. I was like, listen, I'm a huge fan of Popeye, so I'm. It's just time we actually learn some things about him. He's a 95-year-old character. I'm like, yo, so how does spinach really work on Popeye? And it was like, however you want it to work. I'm like, oh, you done said the right thing to me, bruh. What software you want to start with? Yo, UNY, what up? What software do I want to start with? Blender. Yeah, I do want to learn Blender. I've been saving Blender videos on YouTube for like years now. Thank you for the inspiration, Mark. I appreciate it. Blender ZBrush is good. I think I bought ZBrush. I just haven't opened it. I'm dead serious. I think I bought a license to ZBrush, and I have yet to open that joint. So I'm gonna open a ZBrush eventually. I've already started with one on iPad. What's the one on iPad? I don't have my iPad next to me. In so long, haven't seen you. My face. I am still alive. I am still alive. Good to see you. Y'all do thumbs. Listen, I got missions on TikTok, y'all. They gave missions. I don't really. Let me see. Hold on. I actually do want to make some of these missions. How do I find out what missions I have, y'all? There's like goal. Oh, live goal. Is that no? Not that. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. I got missions, y'all. I'm supposed to be doing stuff. Who knows how to work that? I don't know where to go for that. I don't know where to go for that. Polls, gifts, subscriptions, fan club, promote. I'm still new to this, y'all. Should just rock with me and make sure I understand. I have US dollars. What does that mean? I made 69 cents. How did I make 69 cents? Somebody explain how I made 69 cents so I can multiply that to $70,000. Let's say, what is it? Script, sculptor, Frogger. No, no, no. It's not Frog Forger. It's not that. It's another one on iPad. I can't think of the name right now, but it's dope. I really like it. Very, very easy to jump into. It's very much like ZBrush and Blender. Um, I can't think about it. I can't think. I got missions, y'all, on this damn thing. I don't know where they went. Game start reward. First game. No. I got a follower goal. Did I set that? I don't know if I set that. I'm supposed to get 5,000 followers. Y'all follow me. If y'all don't follow me, follow me. Um, all right, I'm gonna figure that out later. I got some missions on the live thing, and I know I'm supposed to be doing something. Oh dang, you're live. I am live. You know, I be going live. I be going live. TikTok live, and I'm on YouTube live. Now, the trick, what I was gonna do with this Popeye joint, right? I like the idea. So what I was doing with this, I know I'm skipping and jumping, but if y'all tell me I'm the Storm cosplayer that always comes to bother you when I see you at cons, please keep doing that. Um, please keep bothering me in your Storm cosplays. I appreciate that. Are you coming to MomoCon this weekend? Come bother me at the table with your Storm cosplay at MomoCon. And if not Momo, come to DreamCon. And if not DreamCon, come to Cat. What is it? Oh gosh, it is called. I was about to say Katsucon. It's not that. It is called. I'm going to Miami in 2 weeks. So, Otaku Fest. I think it's Otaku Fest in Miami. Come to one of those, and please continue to bother me. Yes. What up? What up? What up? Just got here. What are we doing? I'm continuing the design I did the other night. This is Popeye crossed over with One Piece, right? And I've determined that I want him to be a lifeguard that rescues devil fruit users. Yeah, I'm gonna be at DreamCon, Bobby. Yes, I will be there. Uh, with all the intentions to make all the money and everything else. So yeah, I'll be there. Wiggity wiggity wig. We're gonna fix it though. I'm gonna get on DreamCon's roster. For whatever reason, I am not a guest at DreamCon, and we're gonna fix that. I'm not mad. I'm kind of frustrated, but we're gonna fix it. I'll tell you that much. Um, there should be no reason that at a beautiful convention that's made for us by us that I am not a guest at that show. I love that stuff, man. Um, y'all may see some art come out of that. You know. Cool. I'll be there speaking on a panel. That's what's up. Come holler at me, bruh. Come holler at me. I've never been to Houston, so if you've been to Houston, anybody been to Houston, let me know where to go eat. If you're gonna be at DreamCon, definitely come holler at your boy. Come holler at your boy. All right, this is just a warm up sketch. Just a warm up sketch. I just wanted to make sure you guys could see this. I'm gonna fix this though. I wanna. So what I want on Instagram is to center that. I want to center the actual image, the camera, my phone. But I don't want it to be in my way. So I got to figure that out. I may actually just create a harness or something. Um, but yeah, man, I'm gonna be there. Curious reviews to share your live and invite more friends. Share my. It's late. I don't know if y'all know some people that's still awake and want to see me draw Popeye as a One Piece character. By all means, share this with your friends. But all right, that was just a rough sketch. I just want to do a rough sketch just to get that going. What I'm gonna try to do though is let's create the action pose. There was an action pose that I did here. Wait. I started with this one yesterday. Not mad at that. This was before I had the design, right? And I don't hate this. I like where this was going. I was gonna have him doing, but I needed to see the whole fit, right? Before I needed the design before I started doing the actual work on the thing. So because it's One Piece character, if he's a One Piece character, I had to get something that's ridiculously oversized on him because why not? He's a lifeguard, so he has that big lifeguard thingamabob on his back. But when I was looking at this piece before I got started tonight, right, I'm like, oh, what if we make his lifeguard thingamabob, right, have like the little pegs of, like, how the ships have the steering wheel. I'm like, his lifeguard joint should look like an actual, ship steering wheel. It's still a lifeguard thing, Bob. He rescues devil fruit users when they fall out of the boat or if they're about to drown. Like he's and this is so. Let me break down the story. Flotation device. You right. You right. But so here's the story. Here's how he's in One Piece. Right. If a devil fruit user is in trouble, right, out of nowhere, Popeye just kind of springs up, right, but he will help both. He'll help anybody, pirate or not. And this is what because I didn't want him to be a part of the Navy. I'm like, it doesn't. Even though he's in the Navy and traditionally Popeye's a Navy person, I'm like, the way the Navy moves in the series of One Piece, it's like you don't have any of your own ideas. You can't just move, on your own, And I'm like, that don't feel like something Popeye would be agreeing with in One Piece world. I don't think he would be a pirate. I don't think he would be a pirate. So I would just, in order to make him not a pirate, but also still not aligned with the Navy, it's like he wants to help everybody. It doesn't matter if you're a pirate. Doesn't matter if you're somebody just normal. But the thing is, the more I thought about that, I was like, if he's a devil fruit user, because I got to make sense of why the hell he's so strong. I was like, he kind of is gonna put himself into danger every time he helps a devil fruit user, if he himself is a devil fruit user. In order to explain why he can stretch and do his crazy stuff that Popeye can do, right? What? Then I thought about it even longer. I was like, wait, we still got hockey. Hockey be doing weird stuff, but I think I want him to actually have those powers still. So it's a tricky kind of thing. It's a catch-22. Catch-22. I want him to be strong as hell. I want him to do all of the crazy things that Popeye does, you know, which is easily explained if he's a devil fruit user. But then I'm like, he kind of puts himself in a bind if he's rescuing devil fruit users from water, and he's also, very, very susceptible to, also drowning. I mean, it sets the stakes high, but also doesn't really help him be effective. So I'm like, what do we want to do about that? So I'm still on the fence. I don't know if I want it to be hockey only, and he's just, crazy with the hockey, and that's why he's so strong. Doesn't have to be a devil fruit user. Doesn't have to start out that way. It just One Piece don't always make sense. You know that. But I kind of want to make him just his standard overpowered crazy self. Um, as it pertains to his strength. I know we got some fans out there that understand this. One Piece is weird. But if he runs across Luffy, right? Because Luffy didn't, almost drowned like 78 times. If he runs across Luffy, and that's the actual, that's the reason he runs across Luffy is he's actually rescuing Luffy from some drowning, Then now we got, well, hey, bro, is he battling to save a pirate from the Navy? And now he's on the wrong side of the law, that kind of deal. You feel me? There's a lot of good reasons. A lot of good reasons we can get Popeye in this world. But I think the powers is the part where I love the story aspect. Like what would make sense for him to be that, you know? I'm gonna figure out the name of the actual thing on his back, for sure. But let's do like a something that makes sense. So I want this big rope in the actual concept sketch. You see, he has this huge thing. I want him to have a rope. You feel me? A rope going around his chest. Uh, by all definition, he still looks like Popeye. That's fine. But I want this rope to be a little bit thicker, maybe. Probably like this. Just a really big rope, but it's also gonna be what attaches to his flotation device thingamabob, right? And that way, the rope will be around this. It'll be tied around this. He has his necklace with the can of spinach on it, obviously. Clearly, we need that. Just a small can. Just a small can, not a big can. Still love spinach, clearly. Clearly. It's a character trait. Uh yup. Come on, man. Listen, I'm gonna figure this out. I told y'all, I'm gonna figure this out, and it's gonna make sense one day. I'm gonna get good at streaming live to a point where y'all are not surprised that I'm streaming live. Um, no, no rapping. Shush. Nope. Welcome back. What up with you, man? How you been? How you been? Um, I really don't know how to find. You said you finally met Greg in real life. Listen, man, we're elusive sometimes. I understand that we're elusive sometimes. But if you catch us at shows, that was a loud sound effect. What the hell was that? What what was that? Did something show up? Did something happen? Super dope. Appreciate it, man. Uh been good. That's what's up, man. Where'd you meet him at? What show did you catch him at in real life? He was doing promo for Bridges. Oh, okay, that's what's up. At a comic shop. Oh, in Oakland, that's what's up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember he sent some he posted some pictures about that. Yeah, we be doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? We out here in the street sometimes. Uh, Momo is this weekend. There's no rest for the weary. No rest for the weary. We out here. Uh, is that where you're based in Oakland? I know y'all say. Look, I stay working. I gotta stay working. They keep charging me rent. If they could just stop charging me rent. um. Oh, that's what's up, Oakland. That's what up. That's what up. That's good. That's good. Yeah, we're gonna be out in we're doing Texas. We're doing Houston for DreamCon coming up. You dig? Um, let's see. You know what? Maybe I should make it a vest. I'm gonna make this a vest. I want to make it like a torn shirt because I feel like that feels right. But I'm gonna do. I don't want to cover up too much. That's the problem. Um, Next project is gonna be Tuskegee Airs. We gotta do issue 5. I've been thankfully I finished the I Lie Popeye series, 5 issue arc. It was a short run, 5 issues. But I was writing, I was drawing, I was coloring, I was lettering, I was doing the whole shebang. So that took like a year, bro. That was a whole year of my life, year and a half, year and some months. So now that I'm finished with that, I couldn't possibly do anything else comic wise. It was just taking up too much time. So Tuskegee Airs needs an issue 5, 6, 7, and I got to get that did. So it's been long enough, and we were trying to do some stuff with the game. I didn't like how that turned out, so I'm going, gonna step up my game, man. If I got to do some 3D art, I'm gonna do some 3D art. If I got to learn some Unreal Engine, I'm gonna learn some Unreal Engine. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Yes, y'all. It's in hiatus, but it is for all the right reasons, man. Like I can't I apologize to the fans of it, man, but it's like, dude, I could have never in a million years. I can travel back in time right now and tell my young self, hey, dog, you gonna be doing a Popeye comic one day. You gonna be writing it as well. I would have told my time traveling self, you lying? How? Make it make sense. What you talking about? Why would I do a Popeye comic of all things? Like it wouldn't make any sense. Like I would try, like, don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it. You're gonna be doing it, bruh. It's gonna be great. Why would they want me? I've never, things like that. It would be hard pressed to make it make sense. So, but yeah, man, it had to happen. Career wise, that's gonna open up a whole bunch of doors and opportunities, I believe. Because it's done. It's done now. Like I did it. Nobody can say that I didn't do it. You know, it has been published nationally, and everybody and they mama know who Popeye is. So that's one of those things to say. I could have written any comic story. I could have self-published any number of characters, but career-wise, that's a real big deal in the industry to have access to not only a known character but an iconic character. And I get to do the reboot. Um, so that was pretty cool. So had to do it, but now that it's done, man, I can actually focus on my own intellectual, my own IP, pimp that out, use the skills I just learned, and keep it going. So that's all. Sometimes you gotta make Popeye. Yeah. You know. And then the craziest thing is like a lot of people really don't understand that this is, the book I just did was legit. It's like licensed by the people that own the rights to Popeye. So they're like, oh man, because I do a lot of fan fiction. I believe that's the reason people think it's just I'm just having fun making a comic just because. But no, it's legit. It's legit. This is actually a legit in nationally published book, and it's being published for that reason, for that from the people that own the rights. So that's where I'm like, we're gonna see the residual, I think, once people realize it's real, but it may not happen right away. See, and that's yes. Listen, you're not the only one. Like, there's people that came up to the table at the last couple of shows. It was like, hey man, so how do you get around the intellectual, how do you, what are the copyright infringement thing? I was like, what are you talking about? What copyright infringement? What do you mean? For the Popeye thing. I was like, oh no, bro, it's not me just having saying screw the law. They called the people that own the rights, contacted me and said, "Can I do it?" So yeah, it's all legit. And they're like, "Oh, for real? I thought you was just doing it." I'm like, "Nah, nah, no." So, but it's understandable. It is understandable. I can understand why people would think that because I do a lot of fan fictions. I got a lot of my own little fanfics that I would love, love, love to work on. For real. Like the Old Ninjas is one. You know what I mean? That is a dream waiting to happen. I just got to get in touch with the right people, I guess, or just be patient. Um, yeah. But listen, I can't be mad at him. I'm just frustrated that most people don't really know that it's real. So I got to do my due diligence, and I really got to market and promote that. Yo, no, this is it's really happening. This is real. But yeah, Tuskegee Airs is next. I got my brand. I have to rebrand or start my brand. Let's just say that. I don't want to say rebrand. Marcus the Visual has to actually come to fruition. I gotta create an app. I gotta create some art books. All of this stuff is going down, man. Where and in the last decade, I have not focused on my own products and my own branding. So that's gonna happen like in the next 2 months. I have art books that I got ready to come out. Three art books. I'm gonna do 3 art books. Okay, 3 art books. They will be, and I quote, Swaptober is gonna get an art book, a volume one, and then hold on, hi, hi. Then my fan fictions are gonna get their own art book. Am I still live on this? What on earth? Where's this at? Oh, I see what it did there. Hold on. So if I go here and my current, oh, there we go. Okay, yeah. So my fan fictions are gonna get an art book because I can then actually put the art with the story, right? And then I'm gonna do some character. I'm gonna do a character design art book on just my processes and all that good stuff. Not trying to teach, just a collection of stuff that I don't post. All of the sketches, the way I come up with stuff, or a way. A lot of the stuff is actually concepted in my mind. I don't post everything on it online, so most of that stuff just sits on my hard drive. I think it'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I'm doing merch. I will be doing merch. I got to restart. That's another part. I got to restart my store, but here's the trick: it will have no fan stuff on that. It's just gonna be all original art from like my brand. So that's never happened. Like I've never done a store dedicated to just my art. You feel me? Oh, I did it again. Hold on. So Command T, I gotta fix that in what you call them in TikTok Live or TikTok Studio, whatever that means in TikTok Studio. Command T or Control T is some sort of hotkey. I gotta turn that off. Sucks. All right, there we go. We're gonna make him fit in this thing. Let me zoom in for the people. So yeah, merch, all kind of stuff, man. I'm gonna do my first children's book. All this. I've done over 50 children's books, man. 50 plus children's books for everybody else and their mama, but I don't have one for my own self. So I can write a children's book. I like children's books. Children's books are actually a way better business model, in my opinion, than comics by far. Because the trick is with most children's books, right? You do a children's book. Ooh, this is the rope. Oh, that's the rope. Okay, let me make sure I put some detail on that. Most children's book, people understand the value of a children's book, and they when they buy a children's book, you got to remember, kids want you to read the same book over and over and over and over and over and over for like ever, for like months, because it's like it becomes a part of their regimen for nighttime, and the parent obliges most times and be like, okay, that's their favorite book. They don't say, I want part two. That's not the market of children's books. Children's books actually can be beloved and then passed down from generation to generation, like, Green Eggs and Ham, or you name it, Dr. Seuss joints. You didn't have to, do a part two. You can make more, but you don't need to. That's just how that market is. People love the book, and that book becomes immortalized in, people's lives. You feel me? So yeah, I got to do one of those. Probably more than one. I got ideas. I can write. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff has to happen both professionally. You got to finish up Tuskegee. So that is dizzy done. I want to do some video game stuff. I want to do some animation stuff. Definitely. Original stuff. And I think a lot of the tools are changing, man. AI is changing so fast, man. Um, Google just dropped some new tools. Like, I don't know what day it was, but they just did a conference. Google just dropped some amazing AI tools, and it's like, I don't know. I don't care what nobody feels like. It has nothing to do with what you feel about AI. Those tools are going to be the new face of the industry because it's going to cut down production costs. Nobody can stop that from happening. If these tools say, hey, man, you don't got to spend $22 million to make a production, animation production, you don't have to spend $1 million, $700,000 for one episode. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. If that becomes a reality, dog, and you get to control it, it's a wrap. Nobody cares about nobody. Here's the thing, and a lot of people don't believe me. Regular people don't care how it was made. They just want to know, is it good? Was it a good watch? Was it a good story? Was it a good, whatever. Most people are like that. Most people. They don't care. Well, did this take 22 hours for just the production? Nobody cares about that. Not regular people. Artists care about that. Professionals care about that. If it sucks, right, then people will start asking questions. If it's quality, ain't nobody gonna ask no questions. It's gonna be like, oh man, that was really dope. I loved it. And then if they find out, some people are still gonna be really, really polarized in the near future. If something is amazing and they find out it was AI, they're gonna be like, oh, you know what? Never mind. I don't like it now. They're gonna do that. But the majority of normal fans of stuff, they like, bro, I didn't even know, because that's how good it is now. If y'all haven't seen that little panel, recent drop from Google, they just did like a full on, those little um, what do you call those things? Like a TED talk, almost like a. They're releasing new functionality from their AI, Gemini, and they got, what is it? Oh, if I can think, it's one of them's called. Is it Zeo 3, and they got something called Flow. It's freaking incredible, man. And it's like now they can do audio, sounds, but also they can do dialogue just from a prompt. They can do like sound effects. They can do different dialects. They can do accents, and it's lip synced. You know what I'm saying? Perfectly out the box, like just from a prompt. No extra tools needed. So yeah, Veil. Thank you. Veil 3. It's freaking crazy. The thing is though that I can't see AI creating anything that connects to people. That's we couldn't. It's been 2 years. Put it this way. It's been 2 years since that terrible. You remember that video of Will Smith eating spaghetti? Remember that terrible ass? That it was horrible. Looked monstrous. It's only been 2 years. Only 2 years since that monstrous video of Will Smith eating spaghetti. It is never going to get any closer to anything like that. It's only going to keep improving. Honestly, I never thought AI was going to be able to actually, do illustration to the degree it was. Nobody was worried about that. They just tackled a hard ass problem first. You see what I'm saying? 2 years, bro. And they're at the point where they can actually type some sentences and actually create movie level, actors. Like, you don't know really, unless you're combing very fine details, that this is real or fake. They're going to get better and better and better, because it's not because they want to, I want to replace people. No, they want quicker production. They want cheaper production. They want more accurate production. That's what the actual companies are actually pushing for. So the fans of production and creating content, my trick is put it in the hands of actually creative people. And what you're worried about, the connecting to people like artists do, artists are going to be the ones in the seat creating their ideas finally, because Now they can afford to, you know. There's so many more artists that are frustrated that they pitched a beautiful idea to a studio and the studio said no. Think about that for a second. Or if they said yes, right? Someone was, some executive or something like that was ready to change it, cut it up, gut their idea to such a degree that the creator was like, I don't like what you're doing to my idea. That's not the idea I wanted, right? There's far more of that going on in the industry where artists' ideas go to die. So think about it in terms of who's going to be, genuinely at the actual benefit. It's going to be creatives that are like, so you're telling me all I got to do is take that idea that was being gutted by these soulless corporations, right? They wanted to rip apart my idea and make it something soulless that I didn't like. You're telling me now I can actually create the whole thing? I can create the whole thing with no interruptions, no, you know, no one telling me they don't want my direction to go that way, or they don't want me to tell that story because they don't like how it feels. None of that. It's just going to be creators at the helm. The ideas, the stories, the deeper connection is still yet to come. We just couldn't afford it. I'm included in that demographic. Tuskegee Airs is a futuristic sci-fi action adventure that focuses on five young black pilots that look up to the Tuskegee Airmen, but it's set 80 years from now. So they have cool technology and jets that transform into giant robots. It's very anime. It's very anime based, but uh, it's expensive as crap. It's highly, highly expensive. One episode can run anywhere between $500,000 to $1 million, depending on which way we try to animate it. I'm a huge fan of handcrafted art, but if you tell me that there's some tools that can bring my own designs, it can look at my 2D art and then render that art, right? The way I want it to be rendered, and I can tell my story without millions of dollars and, you know, signing the rights. Someone else owns the rights in perpetuity, not just, so you have all of these drawbacks, man. It's going to be the hands of artists that actually take AI to those connection levels, to those brilliant stories that have just been drowned out over the years, man. I'm telling you, just mark my words. Don't take my word for it, you know. Um, but it's I'm telling you, that's what's gonna happen, man. Yeah, I priced an animation studio for 10, 15 minute spots. Yes, 150,000, bro. And I did the same thing. And I wasn't mad. I'm like, it makes sense. Because what you're asking for is wildly, wildly expensive. And it takes years worth of work. Artists, drawing their ass off. But while I appreciate that, I don't think that's ever gonna go away because it's just going to be, it's like anything else. A craftsman is a craftsman forever, and there's going to be people that appreciate good craftsmanship forever. Uh, no. So, yeah, I'm on that train, man. I support artists. I am an artist, but I really, really believe, man, this stuff is going to keep getting better, dude. The controls, the ingenuity of these AI tools, they're gonna keep talking to studios. They're gonna keep talking to the people that spend millions and say, so you're telling me that you created a tool where we don't have to call back all the actors to the set to make reshoots when if we change the script, we don't have to spend millions of dollars to bring every actor back to the set to make a reshoot, you know. Oh, it's going to be exploited. It is going to be exploited. Yes. But again, we're already there in my opinion. That's been happening. Exploit from these studios. They listen, man, their bottom line is making money, but I, that's never been on my radar in terms of what keeps me drawing, keeps me being a creative. Um, but yeah, listen, I'm impressed, man. I'm like, damn, these tools are getting phenomenal. Google just, dropped it and was like, yo, it's available today for a lot of money. You can subscribe and start creating stuff right away. And we got better tools coming by the end of summer or something like that. I'm like, jeez. But if you haven't watched it, go check it out. Veo 3. They have what is it? Something Flow. Gemini Flow. Flow is crazy. So you can actually start, and it's not a commercial. I'm not saying that, AI is all good or these companies are all good. But listen, man, creatively, I'm looking like this. We was talking about it earlier. I'm more of the mindset now where I want to cut through the fat. I want to cut through the crap of depending on people. Um, I don't mind working with professionals or people that are shared vision, but I'm sick of waiting, man. I don't want to lose the integrity of my concept. I don't want to die wishing I had created this amazing thing that I know will be good for people and families and all that, man. I know the idea is a good idea. I don't need anyone to tell me that. And I don't want to have to sell my soul to tell that story. I know it's good. But I'm whether you believe in AI or not, what are you willing to sacrifice? Do you want to go in debt? Do you want to go broke? Do you want to, have someone else own your idea perpetually, in perpetuity, forever, in all of time, just so you can get that idea out and you still may not get to control it? You feel me? Which one are you willing to sacrifice? You may not like the tools, but a lot of those things are going to be regulated very soon to say, hey man, you know what? If you, in my personal opinion, this is the regulation of AI is going to happen sooner than later. They're going to pretty much say, if you use an artist portfolio without their permission, you got to pay them. They have the right to come and claim their money. And a lot of companies are going to be like, okay, cool. We still going, we're still making money. We'll just try not to use artists without telling them, or we'll hire artists and actually make some contracts that say, yo, we love your art. We would love to feed it to our AI. Here's some payment plans if you're interested. And it's gonna be stanky. It's gonna be amazing, like amounts of money. But if you hate AI and you're like, hell no, I don't want to ever, demonize my art. Okay, no problem. There's gonna be just as many artists who are hungry. Like look at Fiverr. Think about Fiverr. Look at Fiverr. Fiverr has tons and tons of artists that are willing to charge their art at $5. That's where the name comes from, right? Are we mad at them because they're willing to make their art cheap, right? No, because it shouldn't bother us. There's gonna be bastardized and cheap art and cheap methods. Doesn't stop anybody from being creative. So I'm on that note. I'm on that train where I'm like, dude, I'm using the crap out of some of these tools in a minute. I'm still gonna draw because I don't need an image generator, you know. Nothing on Fire is actually $5. Right. True, true, true. It says $20 a month to dip your toes into it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You looking at it? Yep. That's true. I see it. Fiverr has their own AI. Yeah, they do. I saw their keynote. That's what I was looking for. Keynote. The CEO was like, yeah. He said the person that's gonna be, people are so worried about AI taking the jobs. He said the person that's gonna be taking your job is an artist using AI because their new model is multiply yourself on Fiverr, multiply your output by creating, your own AI model. Basically, it's you can train it in your own style. And I said that months ago. I was like, dude, that's the best use of it. They should have just started by saying, hey, artists, we need your help to make this AI tool that you can use to make your money, right? Because you only have so much bandwidth, right? So what if you train this tool to draw like you, right? You can actually then license out your art multiple times over. You can't take 7,000 clients as a human, but if you train the AI in your style now, you can license out your style, just like Microsoft. What was that thing? Um, I can't even remember. It was like clip art, Microsoft clip art, or whatever it was back in the day. Companies didn't need, amazing art. They needed clip art for their little projects or their thingamabob. And they just got a whole bunch of artists to create some stuff, put it in a whole little library, and boom. That's now you got, for business related dumb little images of stuff, you had Microsoft clip art or whatever it was. You know, that's where it's gonna go. That's Fiverr is doing it. He was like, dude, it is what it is. So, all right, y'all. We are. I think that's a good spot. I think that's a good spot. But then I need him to have some rope. I want him to have some rope or something. Like, how does he? Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. If we put like a rope, hold on. Let's say that he is. I gotta show his tugboat somewhere in the shot. Let me think. Let me think. Hold on. Hold on. We're just doing a rough sketch of this. This is part 2. I think part 3 I'm gonna do tomorrow, early. Um, so I can actually finish this piece off for MomoCon. We'll have this piece ready for MomoCon. It'll be that. I'm still gonna do Marvel Rivals Popeye. I'm gonna put him on that roster. I'm gonna do some crossover for that, and then I'll do Street Fighter 6 Popeye as well. Just because. Why not? I got some old school art where I did Popeye fighting Akuma. He says, "Am I gonna get another cameo too?" Yeah, listen. At this point, you just gonna have to wait for the animation. I feel like we don't need another Kickstarter, but you know what I'm saying. If it comes down to it, everybody that cameoed in the book should cameo in the animation. I think personally, because y'all was down with us back then, so I think that'll be a good way to do it. Let me see. He's hitting. Ooh, I did it again. I'm so used to hitting Control T. Hold on. Stop it. Layer transform. Let me go a little bit in like that. Bring him down. All right, cool. Because then I'll have the actual logo up here. See what we did there? Boom. All right, hold on. Where's Okay, we're gonna close this or use this. I think I'm gonna use this. This was just a sketch. We'll put this here. And throw this away. Yeah. Yeah. We'll do that. We'll do it like that. Cool. And God, I can't find this. Where is it? I guess his tugboat can be down here. Maybe we'll get his tugboat can be here, just to show that he is in fact a lifeguard, right? We're just blocking it in. We're just blocking it in. Um, wait, something like this. Right here. I got to show that it's a small boat. I don't want it to be like a huge boat or anything. But all right, if I can find, I wish I could find those missions, y'all. Let me save this. Boop. Yeah, I think we did it. I want to say that was about an hour or less than an hour. So I'm impressed. I think we got what we need, what we came for, right? I went live in 3 places, I believe, successfully. I don't know how to actually record all this stuff. You have a plan for the Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So I think that's the cool part is I'm trying to make sense of this stories. So the Marvel Rival ones is actually I think already cooking in my brain, which is of course that's the fan fiction side of me. I can make it make sense. If you let me write it up, I can make sense of it. So yeah, but I can't wait to design them. You know what I mean for that world. I'm gonna do some cool designs. Make him look like he ready to whip somebody up. I think that'd be dope. So no, I don't need that one. Okay. Yeah. So his boat will be down here. It'll have his little lifeguard stuff. You see right here, right here. Maybe I can get Olive in there. Maybe I can get Olive in there. Hold on, let me see if I can get Olive in there. I think that'll just be icing on the cake if we can get Olive in there somewhere. Maybe she's like down here. Maybe on the thing. Let me see if I can get her in here. Let me see. She's way too big right here, but she has to be visible. Just get her. I'm just blocking her out. Don't worry about the details right now, folks. Don't worry about the details. Like Marcus, I don't look like Olive. Hush, hush. It's coming. Time came out. This came. Appreciate it, bro. Good looking out. That's the fun stuff about these sketches, man. It's like as long as it feels right. Oh gosh, what would Olive be doing in One Piece? Olive in One Piece. I mean, sheesh. She would be. God, let's say she is the. Maybe she's the medic. If Popeye is a lifeguard, right? Olive could be the medic. Her little long feet. We'll get her feet in there. Maybe she's like the doctor. Yeah, I like that idea. I like that idea. We'll get her little stethoscope and stuff like that. She'll be like the doctor, and Popeye is the lifeguard. So if they save somebody, right, it is all about them saving lives. That's the premise of this. It's how we make it sense. We'll write. I'll write it up. I'll write it up. It'll be all written up and stuff. But this is them on the boat. Popeye is for some reason jumping really high. Okay, they do that in One Piece. They basically jump very long, very high. And let me get his hold on, let's get his tattoo in there. Like so. Oop, oop, oop. And then I'm gonna do a storm piece, y'all. I feel like I gotta get a storm piece before MomoCon. It's like at this point it's just tradition. I gotta get a storm piece before MomoCon comes out. And there we have it, folks. Let me get in there. Let me get in there. Um, Personally, I think I could get away with maybe reducing some of this. I can get him I can get him higher up in activity. Okay, calm down. Calm down, TikTok. Calm down. Hold on. Where are you? How do I get to you? Wait, where are you at? Look at this. Where's it at? TikTok Studio. Okay. I'm gonna do this like that. I don't even understand what that means. How do I find the missions that I gotta do? I feel like I was supposed to do the missions, and I don't know if I did that. I got diamonds. What? Can somebody tell me what the hell diamonds are for TikTok? I don't know what diamonds are. Anybody? Explain that to me. You're gonna throw some of that Met Gala swag on Storm. You know what? Thank you for reminding me about that. Here's what I'm gonna do for that because I actually saved a post for all of that. I'm gonna just draw them. They don't need nothing done to them as characters. They don't need nothing done to them at all, dog. All of them look like they're already ready for a comic. So I'm just gonna draw them as is. Probably not portrait, but like stylized superhero characters or something. I don't have to do anything for them. They're ready. Storm, I got some pieces. I still got some Storm Styles pieces that I want to do. There's sketches that I want to make. I want to color, so I'm gonna do those. Yeah, that's good. Let's just stop it there. Let's just stop it there. All right, we got the scene. It's all based on we did the character design the other night. This is the character design, right? Basically, Popeye in one piece. I got the story down. So now this is the actual poster based on that character design and what he's doing in that world and what why he makes sense. I think he would be on the run because he's helping pirates instead of turning them in. You feel what I'm saying? So he would technically be a sympathizer, but he would still deal with anybody that's he doesn't like bullies or anybody that's preying on the weak. So now you got a good reason for Popeye to be in One Piece. Um, and that's where I'm like, if it doesn't feel right, then it doesn't work. So I feel like this still feels right for his character. I think we can still get away with making it make sense. So I'll write it up and then I'll finish this tomorrow. I gotta go. I think I'm gonna go afternoon and then maybe closer to 7 p.m. And then I'll go live again. We'll finish this off. Now that we got it at this state, it won't take too long. Thank you guys for joining me on all platforms. I don't even know how many people's watching anywhere else. So, well, good looking out, y'all. Thank y'all for joining. We'll put the title up. This is Popeye in One Piece. Let me do this for the actual thumbnail, right? Move, move. No, you don't want to move? You don't want to move? There you go. Thank you. We'll do this for the actual thumbnail. Let me zoom in. All right, hold it right there. For the thumbnail, got it. All right, what is this YouTube control? What is that? Get started. Click the button below to select the stream. What does that mean? YouTube live control. What are you talking about? Is it still going? Am I still going? Yeah, I'm still streaming. I think I'm still streaming. I'm recording on one of them. All right, brother. Thank y'all for joining, man. I really do appreciate it, man. Let me save this real quick. Always save your work, folks. Always save your work. But good looking out, man. Join me tomorrow or next time. You can. And we will keep the party going. I went live for an hour. For real? That's what's up. Y'all be good. Thank you for joining. And we're going to finish this up tomorrow. All right. Part 3 is completion of the actual piece. And then we'll do the next one. All right. Deuces, y'all. Peace. Peace, 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 peace. End. Okay. What's still going live? I feel like I'm still going live. I feel like I'm still on YouTube. So we about to end YouTube. Where my face at? On YouTube. Where my camera at? Hello? Hello? Webcam? Where my webcam at? Hello? Hello? Where you at? Why don't I see you? Webcam? Where's my webcam, yo? I don't see my face on here. What did I do wrong? How do I bring it to the forefront? Oh gosh. Oh, there's so many things. Blending mode, show transition. I don't know what that is. Screenshot source. No. Properties, resolution. Can I bring it to the forefront? Is that a thing? Hello? Where you at? Configure crosshairs. What does that mean? Configure video. No, I don't want to do that. What about where it is, my dude? Where is it? I'm gonna do this off screen. I shouldn't do this on screen, but I think transparency is important. Default device. No, that's fine. Okay. Filters. But where is it though? No, no, no. Where is, what is this? Avatar, that's that. What on earth? Webcam audio's off. What if I move this? My face is nowhere in the shot. Gaming. Oh, you know what? No. React. Yeah, my camera's not on. Okay, that's not. I'm not going crazy. My camera's not on for some reason. Webcam off. Webcam on. Properties. Hello? Configure video. I don't see Jack. All right, so I'm doing something wrong. Clearly, something's wrong. It's blacked out. Is there? Oh. You know what? You know what? You know what? That's not on there. Why is my video not working? That's weird. That's weird. Intro. Intermission. React to video. But my camera's not working. Sources. Property. I'll figure this out, I guess, y'all. But it is not working. What is this? Avatar. Screen. Interesting. I don't understand why that's not working. Anyway, thank y'all for joining. I appreciate it. Post your live highlights to reach more. Yeah, I want to do that. All right, y'all. Let me figure this out. Stay trill. I'll be back tomorrow.